and I run it, and I run it, and I run it, and I run it. Yes, I run it.
What's up? You're my man Hollywoodbj. What's up with you, man?
Good.
Shit, how's your day been so far?
Cool, just something slight. Ain't do too much today.
Shit, want to tell people a little bit about yourself, what you do?
I'm an artist, so I play football, I do the music. I just started doing the music, so I'm kind of new to it, but I'm learning the tricks of the trade, getting into it, doing my things.
What made you want to first start getting into making music?
I always enjoyed singing. Like when I went to high school, I was on a varsity football team and in choir at the same time. So like just learning about music made me fall in love with it. And just music's just everything to me. So it's like I mix music into everything in my life. Like I got a memory for every person, for every song. So it's just like music's just like part of me.
So did you kind of switch over from football, or are you still doing both?
I still do both. So it's like I don't know, like I've always been like football, but ever since I actually started like recording music, and now that like I record music freely, it's just I don't know, like I started falling more in love with music than football. So I don't know how long. I always just like I had a coach tell me like football's a vehicle, you just ride it out till it's time to hop out the car, and music's gonna be there forever. So
When would you say you started taking it more serious?
I say like back in August when I put out like my first song, which was Place to Be, and that's my most popular song right now. So it's like after I dropped Place to Be, like I just felt like in love with music, and everything just became music. Like I ended up leaving my old college in Washington and came back out here to Cali and just started doing music, like just strictly music, performing.
So did you leave to pursue music?
I didn't really have a plan like when I left. Like when I left that college, like I left to go to a different school, like and see if I still like love football, because I had fell out of love with football due to situations with coaches and just the situation I was in.
Yeah.
But like after that, like I came out here to hopefully like like find myself again. Like, and I don't want to say find myself because I'm a firm believer in like life is all about creating yourself. So like music, football, like that's just part of me. So I came out here and went back to these parties because I got a homie who do the little parties, and I want to say around like October was my first time performing, and it was just crazy. Like everybody loved my music, and I was able to bring it to life and bring it to other people. And now like when I perform, it's crazy to even see that people are singing my songs that I wrote. So it's just crazy.
What were people's like first reaction when you told them you're gonna start doing music?
People always knew I could sing, so people always told me I should make my own music, but like I'd never like really put it into perspective. And so now it's crazy, like when I play my music for people, they be like, "This is you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like they're like, "This sound like mainstream, not like something you made." I'm like,
Yeah.
so like to me that's just like a blessing. Like it's just crazy to think like other people like my music. It's crazy.
So do you like produce your own beats, or how do you get like beats and stuff?
Honestly, I go on YouTube and I look for like the free for profit beats and just go off of those.
Yeah.
I'm not like well versed enough to like like know how to make my own beats, but I've been meeting new people and meeting different people, and now we're gonna start working together and learning what type of beats I like, and they're gonna put it together for me, and we just gonna work from there. So that's cool about music too, is meeting different people and getting different connections and working together and help each other grow.
How would you describe your sound like in music?
I've always like when I was younger and like singing, I always wanted to be like an R&B artist when I was coming up, but now that like if you ask me who my favorite music artist is, I'm gonna tell you Blast. Like Blast came out because I really love hip hop and I really love like R&B, and it's crazy to me that like Blast kind of put both of those together. And ever since I heard Blast, I just fell in love with that sound. So it's like my sound is more like Blast. A lot of people compare me to Blast, Bino, T9. Some people say I sound like YNW Melly. So it's like I kind of like to keep it like like I keep it simple with the singing, but I also like to have the little like like hip hop like rap sound to it.
What kind of goes into your like writing process during like when you make music? Like what do you like think about? How do you come up with your bars?
To be honest with you, it's all about like lifestyle. So like things I've experienced, And to keep it real, like I'm low-key a hopeless romantic. Like love is something that's hard for me, but like it's something like other people, like something I think about a lot. So it's like it's a topic, like something I just write about. And I'm not gonna lie, like most of my songs, like a lot of my songs aren't like really written. Like most of my songs are like freestyles, to be honest, and I just fix it up and write it down after I re-listen to it, and that's the song right there. But yeah, that's just really what I think about. Like my first song that I ever writ that's not like about love would have to be Garden, and that one was kind of an emotional one for me. Like a lot of my peoples was telling me like, you know, like this was different, like I like this. It's like, you know, like we're actually getting to know you, and that's more things I want to do as an artist, like, you know, like talk about like more about me and my songs, so like people get to know like me and like what I've been doing, where I've been at. So it's like Garden was my first piece. You know, I talked about like a little bit of my relationship with my dad. You know, it wasn't the best growing up, and I talked about losing my brother when I was younger. My brother shot and killed. So it's like I try to mix in like a little bit of like, you know, like my mental health, where I'm at, and into that song Garden. The hook is called don't chase the butterflies, just mend your garden. So it's like, don't chase the pretty things, the finer things in life, until you like fix yourself and build yourself up, and then all those things will come. So that's where that song came.
Where did you originally grow up at?
To be honest, like that's a hard question to answer. So it's like I've always moved around when I was younger, but I spent a lot of my family, we all had this house, Altadena, and it's always just been there. Like before I was born, when my grandparents first came over here, my grandma, she came from Louisiana, and then my grandpa, he came from Texas. So it's like we always just had that crib, and everyone's basically like grew up there. So that's what I call my home. Altadena's my home, even though I moved around. I've been to Victorville, Upland, Rancho, but when it comes to like places I call home, like Altadena, that's my home, and I spent a lot of time in Compton. So
what was kind of your experience like growing up over there?
I say very like secluded. Like when I was, every time I'm at Altadena, it's always like family, and my grandparents, they're like big in the church. So it's like, you know, I kind of have to set myself to a higher standard, and you know, because I'm looked at a lot because I'm just part of their family. So it's like, you know, like even now, like in my music, I don't really try to cuss a lot in my music, because like, you know, I try to still like, you know, like be respectful of that. But Compton, that's a different story. Like I kicked it with the wrong crowd. Like I want to say in high school, my sophomore year is when I started kicking it with like some of my homies. My homie ASAP, he the one that really got me like tapped in Compton. So it's like I didn't really make the best decisions, and that caused me to, you know, like kind of like mess my brain up. Like I ended up fighting a lot of school and just doing things I probably shouldn't have been doing, and I didn't really like make a big change or really start thinking about stuff until I transferred to a private school. And even though my family like big in the church, I never was a big believer, because like stuff that happened, like I lost all my cousins, I lost my brother. And so it's just like, you know, like, why would God want to take these people from me? But I had to realize, you know, it's a bigger picture to it. And I didn't realize none of that until I went to the private school and actually started really reading the Bible. And I had a really good position coach up there. And I was able to, like, you know, be honest with him and tell him my story and where I've been at. And it was cool for him to, like, you know, like, not judge me, but, like, you know, like, tell me and guide me the right way. And he told me, like, you know, like, football's where I need to be, and not like in the streets and, you know, with the wrong people. And so like I ended up telling my big homie, like, I'm gonna be playing football, and like I'm probably not gonna be around that much. And it was kind of hurtful in the beginning, because he told me, like, you know, like, oh, like, you won't make it, like, you're not even really all that in football. And then it was crazy, because like once I did start making it, like my name was on the internet, I was getting stars, getting offers, and he came back around, was like, hey, like, let me get some tickets to your game, like, you feel me, cuz, like, oh, like, let's tap in, let's do this, I'm trying to play football too, like, can you help me out, hook me up? And at the end of the day, I'm not no hater. So like, you know, you hit my phone, ask her for help, I'm a be there to help. So it's like I gave him the connections, but it just still kind of like broke my heart that like, you know, like the people you call your day ones, like when you willing to do something like that's actually beneficial for your life and actually like good for you, it kind of hurt when they don't like see the same vision yeah. So it's like me and him still tight to this day, but like it was just kind of crazy that like, you know, you told me I wouldn't make it and I ended up going D1. So that's just where that took me. It just kind of hurt.
Is there a music scene over in Altadena or not really?
Artist wise,
or is it just like a lot of local people?
I won't say like people that blew up, but I got a homie, D9 the Ruler. He from Pasadena. He doing his thing in music. K the Bandit, I believe he from over that way. He doing his thing too. It's I don't know, like it kind of like breaks my heart that like I don't know. I wish like Altadena, Pasadena, like I wish it was more going on, like talent wise. Like I feel like I don't see too much going on, like as far as like people going big out there no more. So it's like I don't know. I wish people had like the confidence to like, you know, like take it that level. And that's what like I've been talking about, like as far as like, you know, like people I kick it around, like Compton too, like, you know, like I tell all the homies like, you know, like use your talents and take you places. It's like that's where I'm at with it.
What would you say is your biggest inspiration in music?
Biggest inspiration? That's actually a really, really good question. What inspired me? I don't know, like I say therapy. When I was younger, I went through therapy, and my therapist had told me to like, you know, like write about my feelings. I thought it was really weird at first, but I started writing about my feelings, and I started getting into poetry. And my choir teacher, she told me like, you know, like music's art, like why censor it? So it's like that really made me like start thinking like as music of music as an art. So every song I listened to, I really focused on the lyrics, like the delivery. So that's kind of what like led me to like want to do music. Like I just love the art part of it. Like, you know, like it's your piece, your little masterpiece. So.
Yeah. So would you say choir kind of helped you like with your music skills now? You use some of the same things there?
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like I got my choir teacher in my ear every time I sing a bad note or just do something wrong, but I like that.
What would you say is your overall goal with like music?
Really, truthfully, I just want to make it like big, like not to where I'm like the richest or the most famous, but like to where like everyone can hear my story and like I inspire other people, cause I feel like that's my like my destiny in life, like to help others and really like just, you know, like inspire others to do what they want to do. Like my whole life I was being told where to go and what to do, and now that I'm in a place where I can actually do what I want to do and like chase my dreams, I say like, you know, like I want to be in a place where I can inspire other people to chase their dreams and not live someone else's life out.
Is there any artists that you kind of look up to?
That I look up to,
like anyone who kind of like you get inspiration from musically or anything?
As people, I don't really pay attention to a lot of artists at how they are as people, but you know, it's just a couple of artists. Like I like all genres of music. I'm a person who can listen to anything. So like people like Billie Eilish, like her story like kind of touched me because I was, you know, like once depressed, going through therapy. I like her little story. Blast, I just love like his music, like what he talk about. Like that's my vibe right there. I feel like I relate to a lot of that. And growing up, like Janae Aiko, Wale, like those are people like they remind me of my brother that passed. So it's like a lot of I like that Janae Aiko could really pour her whole heart like on a beat, and like you feel it. And Wale, he's a poet. I like that, like it's his art. I like that everyone's different, and all those people I just listed, they're all different sound. and they got their own style, and I like that. Like that's what music's really about. Like it's art. Like you have your own masterpiece.
If there was any artist you could work with, who would you choose?
To work with, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do someone too similar to me. I feel like something with One Take J would be cool. Or let's see. I like Major 9's sound. Something with him would be fun. Girls Love Deb. I went to high school with bro. I feel like it would be cool. We made a little project. King Most Wanted, like all those people that like is really like doing it. I want to like, cause I like performing at parties. I like the environment. It's cool to see all y'all turn up and stuff like that. So like people that also be making like the party music, I would love to do music with them. Like Vinny West, Kaylin, for real. I would love to make music with all these people. So it'd just be cool.
Do you have anything planned coming up like next 2 months? Any releases or any events?
I plan on doing a lot more music videos. So I want to do a music video for Garden. I just dropped I just made a new song called Appreciation. So that's going to come out. And for all y'all little couples and relationships, that's the song for y'all. And that's going to really do it up. I just really hope, like, the plan is the more people that I get, like, as more as my fan base grows, that's when I want to start, like, doing it big. Like, I'm not gonna put in like all the effort right now until like I see that like y'all are enjoying it and this is what y'all want me to do. Till then, like I'm just gonna keep doing it like how I'm doing it right now. But once I see that like I'm getting thousands of people listening to my stuff, like what, I'm really gonna be on it. So that's where I see myself right now.
What's some of the best advice you received like musically so far?
Musically, I say just be yourself. Like it's so hard to try to be other people, and it's easy to be you. Like, there's nothing wrong with being who you are. I feel like everyone as an individual is different for a reason, and there's nothing wrong with being different. Like, it's actually like amazing. Like, be you. Life is art. Music's art. Express yourself.
All right, bro. Any shout outs? Anything else you want to say to people?
Shout out to IE Players for having me perform at their parties. Shout out to my mama. Like even though we been through a lot, like I'll just say like she always gonna be there for me, and I know that for a fact. And yeah, shout out to all y'all people that mess with my music too. Appreciate y'all.